Well, my friend, I guess that the time has come to talk about Neil Blackwood. I have to say that lately I like to do some controversial video. This one is gonna be one probably, but you know what? I like controversy for sure, but I like when there is not too much passion, in a discussion. So, in order to clear the elephant out of the room, I will start by saying that Neil Blackwood is the worst businessman for now in the planet. He doesn't know how to conduct his business, and that is really unfortunate. So that much I can tell. I mean, everyone has had some issues with him, waiting for ages for knives that are long overdue. And that is something that even I experienced with him and still am experiencing, because one is missing here in this position, and I'm waiting for it for quite a while now. So, that being said, we have here a maker that exists for decades, and no one should be able to speak wrong about him, for anything else than the way he's conducting his business. Because, my friends, if like me, you have the chance or have had the chance to hold even one of his knives in hands, you would all agree on the fact that this is a genius among genius. He's clearly, to me, at the highest rank of the best makers, along with all the acclaimed makers like Mayo, like Souther, and I would say, to me, he's even better in most points, because his artistry, it's screaming from everywhere on his knife. And again, I am judging everything, and you should know me by now. I shouldn't have to state that, but sometimes it's nice to state the obvious. You know that I only judge a knife by their merits, and if after that you have, the best option is to get splendid knives like that, and fantastic makers as you can get with Eric Ox, as you can get with Bob Terrazuola, and all those kind of makers. But something that when you love the art, you have to love the art for itself, and sometimes, unfortunately, the artist is not as good as its art, and that is also what's happening with Nick Strider, with whom I had some issues, but his knives are just fantastic also. But enough said about others, and now let's talk about the genius. And we talk about knives from now on. It's been 3 minutes talking about the controversial of his business, but now let's, one word and one word only. He's aware of that. I've discussed relentlessly with him. He's aware, of course, who cannot be, of the issues that he has. And also, most importantly, he moved on to a new house now, and is having Janine, his girlfriend, that will try, her best, and he will try his best also to come clean and to make up for all the delay, and hopefully he will succeed. And after that, my friend, if he comes really clean, I'm telling you that he will come back to this industry, and that will sound and that will be loud and very clear to anyone. So let's talk about his knives. You know that he's making some models that now are in all of you, have seen the Pimp Squeak. You know that Boker did a collaboration with him on this model, on this specific model. Of course, also Benchmade, but we are going to talk about this one later. Yeah, they did the collaboration with this beautiful Pimp Squeak. The format on this one is just splendid. It's a chunky knife. To my knowledge, he was the first to do some chunky little knives like that. It's a 3 fingers knife. You can put your 4th finger here but that's a fantastic knife for EDC. I love the format. I love this chunky. It's wide, and you're gonna see with Neil that everything will be perfect. The lines will be organic as always. You will have always some curve and recurves there. All his lines are just splendid. This knife is a user I used a lot, but look at that. Look at the splendor of this hand rub satin. Sorry, I'm going to try to focus and stop moving like I have a Parkinson's. The hand rub is always fantastic, and the lines are so beautiful. He's doing, and you cannot see here, but a high hollow grind on all of his knives, a lot of contouring on the handle. I love the idea of the clip that reproduces the overall shape of the knife. All his knives are splendid when it comes to the action. Look at this engagement. No stiffness. Try to hear something. Nothing. It's smooth as silk. Everyone will be dead center. The action, try to hear that. Boom! It flies open. Neil is working in a wet, humid area, doesn't believe in, sorry about that, in bearings. So he's using only washers and Teflon washers actually. And his actions are just silky smooth as on this one, or look at this one, the mini skirmish. Man, the action are just splendid. Even with flippers, the action is fantastic, and you will never see a bearing on any of his knives. So again, let's go back to that. Also, one of the thing that defines him is the way that he does his stone wash. He has a process that not a lot of makers do. That must take some time. He has to do some bead blast and then anodize and then re-bead blast. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But his anodization is from out of space. Look at this bronze anode with this deep bead blast there. Just fantastic. Not a lot of makers will have this anodization. Look at this one on the blues, and you see that inside the hole, the satin finish, very even and regular. Look at this splendid anodization with some reflection of purple. Look at that. I mean, it's just, again, to me, that screams quality. When I have a knife like that in hand, I understand. I understand it, and I can explain why it's splendid. I cannot do that with some knives like Mayo. I understand that Mayo is a splendid maker, but I don't understand him as perfectly as I can understand Neil with his grind, with the way he's finishing the scales, the anodization, the action. This is, to me, something that is way more obvious, I would say, to the layman, and even to the guy who knows a little bit better about knives. So yeah, look at this again on the anodization while we're here. Look at that. The colors that he can get, I hardly understand how he can get that. Those shades of purple that you have, the milling that he does. Look at this beautiful milling job that he does on the titanium. This is unique, my friend. Look at the work of inlays that you have, or overlays, or call them whatever you want to call them. Those are Timascus. I think one is Timascus, the other one could try the clip, either one. He's also doing now floating backspacer clips on standoffs. The work on the handle is just phenomenal. What is to say about this one? Look at that. I mean, this is all pure and simple anodization, torch anodization. Look at the contrast, the different colors that you have. It is just mesmerizing. All the hardware also will be torch. You will never find, in Neil's work, you will never find nothing, I mean, not even a dot that wouldn't be where you won't find any work and any thoughts about that. Look at the triple hole that you have here that reproduces the pattern that you have there, and also gives you the possibility to put a lanyard. This is just well thought from everywhere. This is just insanity. Now let's go and talk about the grinds. Man, look at the skirmish. This is the full size skirmish. This is the model that gave him his fame. Benchmade made the skirmish, and you know that there was also another controversy with Spyderco at that time because he used this whole pattern, and Spyderco claimed that it was a patent, sorry, and that was a kind of mess. Can you imagine that? That used to happen in the history of knives. Spyderco were invented, of course, the Spidey hole and disputed that to Benchmade when they released the skirmish at that time. Today, no one, or the guys that starting in the knife, in the knife collection, couldn't imagine that, but that used to happen actually. So that was the skirmish, one of the first model that made Neil well known. Just it's a humongous knife, 5-inch blade, overall 11-inch length. It's a tank, but look at that. What a fantastic action, still on washers. It is just, look at that. Crazy smooth. I just adore it. Then after that, he did also the mini, sorry about that, the mini skirmish, which you can expect to have with holes there. Thumb stud is really rare, but look, I mean, on this one, I want you to take your time to see the beauty, the poetry of the lines here. Look at this deep hollow that he does on the swedge. When you look at that, if you are anything close to the knife business, or the knife, not business, I would say, collecting, you couldn't be overwhelmed with a grind like that. If you ever so slightly like knives, you cannot be overwhelmed with a grind like that. Whatever you think about Neil, you cannot be. Yeah, as I say, so that was about the grind. Oh man, this one is delicate. Look at the henchman, the new version. The henchman is a really long and skinny knife. It's not my favorite, I would say, but I really love what he does on those. Look at that, the double recurve with the tanto. All his grind is trying to bring them something special. The jimping is perfect. Look at the thickness of the blade. Look at that. On this one, I really adored what he did. Not a lot of people are able to do that. The locking mechanism and the stop pins are external, but they are hidden. Look at that. You see them here, okay? Then they're going to act here. You're going to see that they will, boom, lock here and prevent the blade to touch the back spacer there. So they will act as stop pin in the locked position. And here they will act as stop pin in the open position. Very difficult to obtain I haven't seen a lot of people doing that, you know. It's not external, it's not internal, it's both, something like that, something in between. That's simple genius to me. I just adore that. What more can I say about him? Oh man, his knives are sublime. I told you about the action, of course. I told you about the finish on the blade, on everything. This is obvious. That's what I wanted to do with these videos. It's to present you some of his well and famous model. As I said, one is missing here. It's the Bruiser. The Bruiser is a fantastic knife also. And he's mastering, you know, I'm sorry, I'm trembling like, I don't know why I'm trembling that much. Sorry about that. He's doing now flippers with the Bruiser. Actually, the Bruiser is basically a flipper. He does that also with the henchman. He was not famous for flippers. I mean, he used to make, you know, those holes or thumb studs. But the flippers, he does them really nicely also. Man, I will finish this video by making a little overview. Look at this Damascus. The hollow grind that you have here and on the swedge is just undescribable. Is that even English? I don't know, but I'm telling you something. It is just going for this. There is a lot of grinding here, and look, everything is goes with the function. Look at this ramp that you have here that gives a look, but look at that, you have this jimping that is really functional. All of his knife, even this humongous knife with 5-inch is a functional knife. The ergos are splendid. Index here, all the fingers that align here everywhere, the jimping that goes perfectly well in place. The clips, they are really functional. Look at that. This clip is so humongous that he needed to do a release cut here in order to have a nice tension on that. Again, everything is incredibly done. When you love knives, you must love the work of Neil Blackwood. And on those last seconds before getting to the 15 minutes that I don't want to overpass, I will show you for one last time the beauty of the master, and hopefully he will catch up with late and become the maker that he is. Thank you, my friends. Bye-bye, and catch you for another video.